What you may not know is that this studio can get out of control. I mean, seriously, a hot mess. There are times when I'm working on larger projects that just get out of control, and there is stuff everywhere. Paint and brushes and paper from collage. Yeah, it can get kind of crazy in here. But once a quarter, I make sure that I do a deep clean. I have shared with you before how I do a 20-minute tidy up in my studio. I set my alarm for 20 minutes and I tidy up my studio so that I can kind of stay on top of all of the messes that art just makes, right? So when you're working on a project and you have all the things out while you're doing that project, sometimes it's hard to contain that. I definitely try. Like when I talked about my cart system and how I'll have a project, like everything that I'm working on with that project on that cart. But there are times when I'm working on larger projects, or if I'm working in my art journal and I have everything spread out on my desk, where everything can get quite messy. So I try to do those 20-minute tidy ups as often as I can to try to stay on top of everything. But once a quarter, I really dig deep and I clean this studio from top to bottom. And this is especially important for us because this is the first room that you see when you walk through that front door. Some people have doors that they can shut and kind of, hide all the crazy that's going on in the art studio, but I don't have that luxury. So I really need to make sure that I keep up on my studio. But the benefit of that is that I usually know where things are. Everything has its place, which is really important because it saves me time as an artist as I'm starting to work on all of those projects. Deep cleaning once a quarter can include tidying up, tossing things out, and sanitizing different areas of your art space. But it also means taking the extra mile to do the things that I forget to do, or that are extra steps in addition to my everyday cleaning or tidying up. I do this because of the renewed energy that I get from a clean and organized studio. Life happens and things get messy, but putting this quarterly system into place gives me a win. Deep cleaning is an extensive process that involves thorough cleaning of various areas and surfaces in your art studio. You can prioritize areas based on the specific needs of your art studio. So this is going to be unique to each artist and what will help them feel more productive and efficient within their space. So it's really up to you about the level of cleanliness that you want to achieve. This isn't saying that some artists, can't achieve a clean and organized studio. We all can, but it just depends on you and what you want to do. So don't ever feel bad if you feel like your studio space is out of control. That's why I make this just once a quarter. I wouldn't be able to obtain this if it was every month, for example. So I have to do what's best for me, and this system seems to work best for me, and I hope that it will work for you too. Here are 4 areas that I focus on for a deep clean in my studio once a quarter. The basics, contained supplies, the forgotten items, and extra steps. The basics includes dusting off my shelves and my carts, wiping down all of my work tables and surfaces, vacuuming, and even washing my paint palettes. The basics is a must just to keep on top of everything. Man, it is amazing how much dust accumulates in an art studio and pretty much anywhere in your house. But just keeping on top of those kinds of things can really make a difference. A pro tip that I can leave with you here is I really try to keep my children's books together, my inspiration books, those art books that I like to keep on hand. Plus, I keep my sketchbooks all together. So I do organize my bookshelves depending on, what the book is, or if it's a sketchbook or something like that. Containing supplies, I talked about that in last week's video if you want to go back and check that out. But basically, you're containing tools and supplies that you use often near your desk, easy access in organizing everything in drawers, and making sure that everything is back where it's supposed to be. The forgotten items can be anything from restocking your printer paper to updating artwork photos or organizing those digital assets that you have on your computer. But it can also be those forgotten items like cleaning the walls, the windows, the baseboards, and those kinds of things that I don't know about you, but I tend to forget that I need to clean those every once in a while. Extra steps is like what you saw in the beginning of the video where I shampooed my carpets. That's taking that extra step. I had just gotten finished doing that gallery work, and so I really needed to take that extra step. Extra steps could also be moving furniture for a fresh start. Good. That I also did. Clean and organizing carts, decluttering and purging items, getting rid of things that you don't need anymore, or completing tasks that you just keep putting off. So one of my big extra steps that I took this quarter was moving my art desk. And this was huge for me because I moved it away from the window and into the center of the room. I did this for a couple of different reasons. One, I just needed a new perspective in the room. And two, it's a great backdrop for me to record my videos. Oh, and then three, it just gives me a great fresh start. And I really like the workspace. I'm able to work on my laptop here, but I'm also able to work with my overhead lamp and filming. Works really nice here as well. The light coming in from the window is still great, but I have easy access to the supplies and things that I need as well. I can reach behind me and grab things. So yeah, it's been really great, and I've loved the fresh start that it has given me in my art studio. It really helped open up the space, which I really like. If you want to stay on top of your studio too, I have a checklist that you can go pick up. It's absolutely free, but it takes you through that deep dive in your art studio, and it also helps you to contain the things that you need to contain and create your own systems to help you be organized in your art studio. I know that as artists, sometimes we're labeled as messy, but it doesn't have to be that way. Like I said before, I'm a big believer in that artists do not have to be, these disorganized, can't find anything ever kind of people, and that we really do value our time and our work within the studio, and that it's important that we stay on top of all of our things that help us to create the things that we create. So if you want to pick that up, the link is below. And thank you so much for being a part of this series. Let me know what you think, and let me know what you do in your studio that really helps you to stay organized. Let us know below so that we can also learn from you. Until next time, bye.